I'm going to give you what I think are the best stocks for March 2026, given all of the things that are happening in the world right now. I'm going to start with a place that you do not expect, at least I don't think you would expect, and that is Ross Stores. Ross Discount for Less, or whatever the store is called. ROST is the ticker symbol here. That is up, or the store rather, is up 32% in the last 6 months and up 53% over the last year. I'm going to pair it with, yes, Big Blue. It is the stock that we have been talking about for years now on the channel. And hey, it's been on my list. I've been talking about this company since they did their stock split a few years ago, and that's Walmart up 24% in the last 6 months and up 38% over last year. The reason why I'm pairing these two things together is because costs are going up. Not just because of what's happening internationally with oil also going up, so gas prices are likely to spike. If you have not seen them already, I haven't been outside yet, I haven't been past the pump, so we'll see. But we also know that tariffs are still in effect. They were shifted from one to the other, from one law to another law. So they're still in effect, right? And because of that, people are still trading down. Both of those things I did tell you guys over a year ago. I told you guys in a video that that was something that was possible to shift from the Emergency Powers Act to section, I think it was 122. I told you guys people were trading down from companies like Target to places like Ross, like Target, like TJ Maxx. That appears that that's still happening. That stuff right there is why you want to hit that like button. You've had a few seconds to do that, and it's exactly why you want to go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You've had opportunities to do both, especially you. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, next one here is Caterpillar. Now, we have probably mentioned Caterpillar maybe once or twice so far this year. Caterpillar is taking off. It is absolutely taking off. Up 67% in the last 6 months and up 97% over the last year. What else I gotta say? What else I gotta say? The thing I like most about Caterpillar, other than its performance, is again, I like to choose things that are not necessarily AI specific, right, or super AI related, because we know those are easy, right? We know those stocks are doing well. I'm trying to give you something that is a bit different that you can't just find everywhere else on the map. Look, this is why you trust me and not just go to Google. Anybody can do that and find a whole bunch of different AI stocks. So Caterpillar, put it top of your list, do a bit more research and see why you may want to invest there. But I will give you one semiconductor stock that's not NVIDIA here, and that is Applied Materials. AMAT is a stock symbol here. It's up 103% in the last 6 months and up 112% over last year. I haven't talked about Applied Material in years. We have talked about it at least once on this channel, but it's been a very, very long time. There are dozens of them out there that are very good, so they do pop up here and there, but this is one that I don't think is worth passing on. Okay, so do add that one to your watch list and see whether or not it is a fit for you. The key here is, do you have too much, or are you overweight in that category in your portfolio? That is the key here, because you don't want to take too much risk by having too much tech. Though, having a lot of tech does accelerate your opportunity for growth in this space, or it has, at least in the past. Next one I want to bring up here, and then I'm going to give you some warnings. There are some warning labels here, is CBOE. That is both the name of the company and the stock symbol here. I think it should stand for the Chicago Board of Options Exchange, or something close to that. But in either case, it is based in Chicago, up 29% in the last 6 months, up 42% over the last year. And finance companies they've been a little spotty in 2026, but this one, obviously based on the performance, has done quite well. Now, you will notice, based on the companies that I gave you, right, so it's going to be a top 5, those are my 5. You will notice, based on the list that I gave you, there are a few omissions here. And as someone who is always transparent with you guys, I'm going to continue to do that right now, because why not? Okay? So, for obvious reasons, I have a internal conflict with say, hey, y'all should all just invest in oil. It feels wrong. But I will say that for obvious reasons, there's a whole bunch of oil stocks that are doing very well. you are more than welcome to go and find those stocks on your own. Okay? I don't feel great listing off a ton of gray oil stocks. But I am here to tell you that those are doing well, so I'm doing my due diligence or doing my, duty by telling you that they are out there, they are doing well, but feel free to go and look for those on your own. I personally do not feel great circulating all those in the internet and being happy about that. Okay, that's one thing. So that's one sector, and it wouldn't shock me if those are like the top sections of the stock market, but I'll also give you a warning. That sector of the stock market is also very chaotic. It is also very volatile. So that's another reason why it's not included. Number one, I don't feel great by doing that, and I got morals. I got morals and standards, number one. But two, I'm also trying to control for risk, because oil can swing violently. I don't know all the details of what's happening in the Middle East, and I don't know how long that's going to last. I don't know. I mean, we didn't know how long the Ukraine situation is still going on, was going to last, and it's still going on, and it did affect oil prices at that point in time. We don't know how long this is going to last. Could it be resolved and you could invest in something and you turn around and it falls off a cliff tomorrow? Not something I felt great, recommending, right? I can only truly recommend things to my clients and whom I know, right? But just wanted to throw that out there. They are doing well right now. I feel like it's a lot of risk. I also don't feel good recommending those in general. That's one. There may be, some defense contractors that are out there. Now this name comes up. I'm not saying it's a good stock or not. I just know anytime something pops off overseas, people bring up Lockheed Martin. Again, that's not a company I would personally recommend, but that name does often come up. You're not gonna find me talk about companies like that. Unless it was something that we invested in years ago prior to something like that. So those were the two omissions that may or may not be doing well in a time like this, but we're going to avoid talking about based on the true, real gravity and cost of the situation. But I wanted to find what I thought were the best stocks that avoided those two moral conflicts that I felt. I will also add in that even though those last two categories may or may not be performing well, because I wasn't going to look deeper into it because I felt about it, but the predictability piece is something you do want to pay attention to. I feel more confident that prices are going to stay where they're at. I feel more confident knowing that Walmart has been good for a very long time. I could argue the same thing for a company like Dollar General. So there are those things that we know, like, hey, this name has been on these lists for a while. Costs have been like this. Tariffs have been like this for a while. That means something more, as opposed to I'm rushing to a conflict. I'm rushing to something that is a chaotic situation. I'm trying to profit off of real world strife and chaos rather than I think I know more about the situation and investing in something I can more so rely on, because my process here as an investor is I like to invest in things I can hold on to for a while, preferably 6 months at a minimum, and then we evaluate 6 months later. That is my approach too, which I've been, again, transparent and open about for years on this channel. So I like to have all my cards out there. I think that's the best way to do things of that nature. But just want to throw it out there. Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But those are the best stocks that I think, and wanted to let you know there were 2 areas that were left out, and that was done on purpose. If you want to learn more about the stock market and perhaps tips for beginners, you want to check out these videos